and I lost my cheat sheet and had to find it. So where's the other part of my cheat sheet? Oh, I'm not joking. Oh, here it is. I found it. It's a good thing you can't see me. The opening code for this workshop is HELPFUL, HELPFUL. And at the end of the presentation, I will give you the closing code and the names of the winners from the drawing, which will be a APH stack. Kathy has been for many, many years a very valuable associate of VAVF in liaisoning with FIMC and helping us and doing everything in the world she can possibly do to make life easy for us. And she's going to be talking today about what FIMC can do for transcribers and teachers. And I'll let her have at it. Thank you, Kathy.
All right, thank you. All right, now hopefully I have everything set up. And so you should be seeing my PowerPoint and not my notes, I hope.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Always tricky as to how to set it up. All right, well, welcome everybody. Yes, I'm part of the Florida Instructional Materials Center for the Visually Impaired, or FIMC-VI, which makes it a little quicker and easier. I am the Braille and Accessible Assessment Specialist, and I've been the liaison with VAVF, as Lynette noted, since 2014, when I switched over from being a teacher of the visually impaired. I was an itinerant and resource teacher of the visually impaired for 17 years before I switched into this position. So objectives for this webinar. We try to provide timely information in a cost-effective manner. We want to give you an overview of what FIMC-VI, who we are as an organization, overview of our services, and then give you some assistance with how to access those services. So the rough agenda is we'll start with the welcome. We'll go into the overview. First in general, what FIMC can provide, and then a little more specific to teachers of the visually impaired and transcribers, and then how to access it and have some time for questions, and then the evaluations. All right, so FIMC, we are a statewide resource center for the kindergarten through 12th grade students who are visually impaired and enrolled in public or private schools, as well as homeschool students in formally organized educational programs. We operate underneath the Department of Education Bureau of Exceptional Student Education as an annual grant. So they're our boss, and they help guide what it is we do. And then we are also underneath Hillsborough County Public Schools, and we're Hillsborough County Public School employees because they are our fiscal agent. So we kind of have two bosses. We have the Department of Education and Hillsborough County. So some of the things we provide, we like to provide everybody with as much support as we can for everything, but our main goal is helping the students in however way we can do that. So our mission statement: to promote the success of Florida students with visual impairments by, 1, providing free, high quality, accessible instructional materials in a timely manner. And really that's the biggest thing, is in a timely manner. And then providing teachers, administrators, families, agency personnel, and others with resources and opportunities for training and professional development. And we are willing and open to helping anybody and everybody we can. If it helps a student eventually, that's what we want to do. So the bottom line at the end of the day is doing all we can to help the students with visual impairments, either directly through materials and events or indirectly through trainings and other things. All right, we are fully staffed now. There was a long time where we were all doing many different jobs because we weren't fully staffed, but we're fully staffed now. And this gives you a list of who we've got. A lot of the positions are certified teachers of the visually impaired that have moved over into positions. We have 3 statewide educational specialists, and we all work together, including the support staff. We couldn't do it without our support staff positions as well. We really all work together to accomplish everything we do. And everything hinges on everything else. We can't get books to students without Denise being able to ship them or receive them. We can't get the books without Kathy Cagle ordering the materials. So really it takes all of us to get it done. Okay, some of the services we provide is the procurement and production and distribution of accessible instructional materials. So Braille, large print, also digital. We help get American Printing House for the Blind APH products, and I'll go into that a little bit more in a minute. We give professional development opportunities. We work with the Volunteer Services for Braille around Florida. We have a loan library where anybody can check out materials. We have student family events like Florida Regional Braille Challenge, the Florida Cane Quest, and the Florida Festival of Families. There's a Scholastic book program. And then my main job is we help with the Braille Florida Standards Assessment, the Next Generation Sunshine State Standards Assessment, and the Florida Standards Alternate Assessment. We help with the development of the Braille tests, the item review, and proofreading of all of them in UEB grades 3 to 12, contracted and uncontracted, every subject, every grade. So, focusing in more for transcribers, what can we help you with? What can we do and provide? Well, first, we've got the loan library that you can check out materials from. A lot of times transcribers get things like the different Braille groups will instruct new transcribers who are working on certification. And so we oftentimes provide the rule book for them. And we also provide the instruction manual because it is available online, but oftentimes it's easier to go through it if you have a print copy, and that's a lot to print. So we're able to produce that and give that to you. But there's also other resources if you needed more information about a certain subject. We have different professional materials, but usually transcribers, I think, more would go after like code books, Braille formats. We have the not just the guidelines and standard, wait, hang on. The guidelines and standards for tactile graphics. We have the actual code book, and we have the example booklet where you can see the examples, and you could order that to check that out and look at those examples of the different ways that tactile graphics were produced. Then we also have the visual field newsletter, which comes out in like an email format. If you get on our mailing list, you'll get that. And that can have lots of different information in it. And each of these we're going to go into a little bit more detail coming up. We have the professional learning opportunities. There's working with the experts. There's webinars. There's local and regional workshops. And soon we're going to have some online modules as well. And then for FIMC provides the books and the materials that our volunteer transcribers use for the Scholastic book program. And then we do the financial support for trainings, things like this VAVF. Usually we help support when VAVF has their annual conference. It's a little different this year being virtual, but we're able to help support that. And then we give assistance with virtual meetings and trainings like this virtual conference or we had a virtual board meeting, things like that. And then there are some members that still receive hard copy materials. So for the VAVF newsletter, we still do the printing and mailing for that. Okay, now for the teachers of the visually impaired, and you'll notice, I don't know if you have this, but if you look at them side, a lot of this overlaps. So a lot of the things that we provide for the transcribers, we also can provide for the teachers. There's a few things a little bit more specific to one or the other. So number one, again, is like the loan library, but in addition to the loan library, you've got the APH Quota materials. that teachers can check out for students. And those are geared specifically for students. There's again the visual field newsletter. There's the professional learning opportunities with the same kinds of things, working with the experts, webinars, local and regional workshops, the online modules. But then in addition, there's also things like the quality programs for students with visual impairments, or QPVI. And we'll talk a little bit about what that is, but that's geared towards districts and programs for visual impairments improving their district and improving their skills. And we'll talk in a little bit. Resources for instruction through Canvas. Learning Management System is a resource site for Florida district and agency staff. And teachers for the visually impaired can order Scholastic books for their children. There's accessible instructional materials, so whether it's Braille or large print or digital. And then we also have the Florida Braille Challenge, Florida Cane Quest, and the Festival of Families are all things that teachers can access through us. So first, with the loan library. So there's new products that you can order and try out, things like the Texas Two-Step for O&M, essential tools of the trade, actual tactuals, the practice sentences for UEB, UEB Mangold, Code Jumper, all those kinds of things you can get access to. For district and agencies to trial, we do also have assistive technology, things like HumanWare Reveal 16 and Victor Reader Trek or Braille Note Plus. And the whole idea with this is if you have a student and you're thinking, okay, this device I think will be a really good tool for this student, but you're not sure, you can check it out from the loan library and then use it with your student, keep data, and if it really does show to help them and it will be beneficial, then you can go to your district with that information and work on getting that ordered for your student. So these aren't, you check it out from us and it's yours forever, but it's, you can check it out from us, try it, and if it works, then you can have some evidence to show your district of, yes, we need to get this for this student. For the transcribers, a lot of the things in the loan library that you'll be interested in is the code books and the instruction manuals. And then the length of the loan varies depending on what we're talking about and what specific items. There's the link there. There's a list of what items are available at that link and also on the forms page. And we'll look at that in a little bit. This gives you just a few examples of some of the APH Tangible Materials. So you've got the tactile town, a picture of the tactile town, which is $479. There's a picture of a Joy player for $349. There's a picture of a mini LED mini light box for $259, and a picture of Building on Patterns, which is a Braille curriculum for students learning Braille, which is $675. So all of these things are not free. The money has to be paid from somewhere, but it's not at cost to the teacher of the visually impaired to order, and it's not at cost to the district. And the reason for that is there is the federal quota funds. So the criteria for federal quota funds is you have to meet the definition of legal blindness, which means you have to have 2200 or less acuity in your better eye after best correction. So that's one condition, or a peripheral field loss of no greater than 20 degrees, or a function at the definition of blindness when visual performance is reduced by a brain injury or dysfunction. So you have to meet one of those criteria. You have to be enrolled in a formally organized public or private nonprofit educational program of less than college level. You have to be enrolled with the registering school or agency for the first Monday in January. So only one school or agency can register a child. You have to have an eye medical exam within the last 3 years, and you must have the signed consent to share information, student information, with APH and FIMC. So if you meet all of those criteria, then your student can be enrolled for the federal quota fund through us in the annual census, and that will enable you to be able to get APH federal quota materials through us. So the federal government for each student gives us approximately 300 per student. And again, the student has to be legally blind and meet criteria each year. No APH funding for students who are not legally blind and who are not functioning at the definition of blindness. And these funds are a small percentage of the actual equipment and texts we provide. So we provide like Braille books and other things beyond this, but this is also a key component of what can be helped, especially with things like teaching aids and materials. So teachers of the vision impaired can order materials for all students on their caseload if the orders are educationally relevant. All right. Any questions or anything?
I don't see any so far.
All right, I'll keep going then. All right, and so and some of these too can be really, really helpful. APH has done a really good job of continuing to come out with things that were helpful, and I can give you a perfect example. I had 2 students that were blind that were Braille readers, and we had chemistry. And it was before APH came out with, there was a couple of kits that did help, but there was 2 new things through the federal quota fund that they have now that are actual like manipulative pieces that you can do RNA and DNA and these kind of things that would have been so helpful and made it so much easier to help my students learn this stuff and keep me from having to try and create these tactile graphics. So the federal quota funds, those tangible materials can really help add for the students' education for the teachers of the visually impaired. Okay, the Visual Field newsletter, we post training opportunities, different current events, sometimes teacher tips, and it gets sent to over 600 teachers and families quarterly. Anything we think might be of benefit to anybody, a transcriber or a teacher, we put it in there. But we also try and keep it pretty streamlined so that it's quick to look through because everybody is busy. And so to be able to balance that, giving you information you need, but keeping it as simple and as quick to look at as possible because everybody is really busy. It has the professional development staff creates a newsletter. Email FIMC staff if you have something to add to the newsletter. If you know of an opportunity or anything like that that you want to get posted, just let us know. If you're not on the mailing list, you can go to this link and get on our mailing list. Okay, professional learning. Andrea Wallace, Sherry Hart, Sue Glazer, and Liz Anderson manage the professional developments, different offerings, including working with the expert workshops, which we usually have 2 a year, the quality programs for students with visual impairments, webinars, local workshops, things like sensory learning kit training, or other things we've done at different places. All the offerings are free to Florida's teachers, parents, and agency personnel, and anybody who wants to attend. Certificates are provided upon completion of all requirements for the event. Teachers are responsible for obtaining in-service points through their own districts because every district has their own way of doing things. So that has to be done by the teacher with the district. But we can get you the certificate and the proof. So starting with the first one, working with the experts. We usually do one in the spring and one in the fall, most years. And usually they're face-to-face, although obviously COVID has made a lot of things virtual. We oftentimes, if we have a face-to-face, we'll have it in various places. It's not always in one spot because we know Florida's a big state, and that way we try to move it around to make it easier for everybody in the state. The working with the experts coming up is going to be in collaboration with the Center for Assistive Technology and Training. And it's going to be strategies to see, strategies for students with cerebral cortical visual impairment. This one has 2 options. You can still register if you want to participate. It will not be recorded, I believe. So your first option is you can do it all in one day, and that's going to be on April 20th. So it'd be 9 to 12 and then 1 to 4. The second option is going to be split between 2 evenings. So April 26th from 4:30 to 7:30 and April 27th from 4:30 to 7:30. So you can go to our website and sign up for that and register. And right now the survey is going out, the annual survey that we send out. Please, 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 if you have any like training topics or anything that you really want more information or anything like that, please add it in the survey and that kind of thing. One of the reasons we send out that survey is to help us determine what training needs to be done. What do we need to do? And that determines things like what's going to be the topic for the working with the experts. Because we're always trying to meet all of your needs the best we can. All right. Okay, quality programs for students with visual impairments. This is where a district or sometimes a couple of districts, they get together depending on their size. And they gather data for assessing the strengths and the needs of individual districts. And then they work to sustain those strengths and improve the areas of need. So this can address a wide range of issues, from caseload sizes to improving evaluation reports to determining the time and intensity of services for students. And this program has really been able to grow now that we have a full-time staff member dedicated to it. Sherry Hart is the main one that does the QPVI process. And so individual districts that are participating right now include Brevard, Hillsborough, Manatee, Polk, Pasco. In North Florida, there's Alachua, Marion, Nassau, and Volusia. South Florida, we've got DeSoto, Hendry, and Lee. And then West Florida, we've got Citrus, Levy, and Sumter. And this is really a way not only to improve the program so that the students get better services, but also sustain that growth, because, you know, it may not be as much of an issue as it was a few years ago, but there's a large portion of people that are getting older and retiring. And as they retire, that knowledge needs to pass on. There needs to be a mechanism for giving that to other people so that the program, regardless of who's coming in and going out, the program stays really good. All right, webinars. We do quite a few webinars throughout the year. One of our last upcoming webinars, I believe, I don't know if it's the last one, I think it's the last one. If not, it might be close, is FIMC-VI Information and Updates number 3. This is a 3-part series that we do every year, and it covers different aspects of our services and what you need to know. The last one I know covered about the annual census and how to do that. So this one is going to be about learning about end-of-year processes, including ordering textbooks for next year and how to return materials for FIMC. And it's also going to share information about upcoming trainings and events. We've started doing different things and trainings and events, some during the summer. And so it'll have information about that as well. We also have a whole bunch of archived webinars. So as much as possible, we record webinars because we know everybody, you might have a student or something that you can't see it live, so at least you can see the recorded version. And if you watch one of these, you can get credit. Make sure you fill out the same form that will be shared at the end of the webinar, and then you can get credit for watching even a recorded webinar. So some of the things, we had a summer webinar series. There was the importance of current eye medical exams. There was some related to technology, including working with the TechSperts sessions and virtual instruction for students with visual impairments. There's also the UEB instructional practices, and that one, and just the facts, math with UEB and Nemeth. Now those two, they're older, they give a good overview of the differences. Those we did as we were changing, I believe it was around 2016. So some of the stuff is a little outdated, but it does give some good overall information. Screen readers, there's about JAWS. There was Tech Tip Friday. There's 3 sessions with that. There's Functional Vision and Learning Media Assessments. There was 3 sessions with that. And then there was Determining Type, Time, and Intensity of Services, and there was 2 sessions with that. So all of these are available. And then another set, STEM sessions. We had Teaching with Geometros, which I don't know if you don't know what geometros are, they're very simple concept, very cool and very helpful teaching aid. Essentially, it's like little plastic pieces with Velcro that you can Velcro together to make 3-dimensional shapes. There was sessions on scientific calculators, navigating IEP for parents and caregivers. There's Florida Standards and the ECC, the Expanded Core Curriculum. There was 3 sessions on that. And then there was a webinar we did. What? I have a student with a visual impairment in my class this year, strategies for the classroom teachers. And all of these are listed on our past events page, and they go in order of when they were presented. So these last ones will be at the very bottom. The first slide will be towards the top. All right, the FIMC Canvas Learning Management site. This is a site for teachers and administrators working in Florida schools and agencies. So this one you do need to be in Florida for. The resources are for virtual instruction, and this, I believe, Sue and Andrea and Liz really took the lead in kind of putting this together when COVID all of a sudden made everything, you have to do it virtually, you have to do it remotely. And of course, the big question I'm sure everybody's mind was how do we do this? And then there was so much information given. So one of the points of this was to give good information in an organized and concise way, and have like one place where teachers of the visually impaired could go and get that information or that training. And we wanted to expand it from there. It's also got sections focused on strategies for the expanded core curriculum, for things, information about cortical visual impairment, information about deaf blindness. There's discussion boards. Again, what we've noticed, and that was one of the things with working with the experts and that kind of thing, you learn a lot from being there, but you also learn a lot from being able to talk to another teacher of the visually impaired, especially if you're in a smaller district where there's only 1 or 2, or you might never see anybody else. So being able to talk over something or brainstorm ideas and that kind of thing. And so that's the idea behind the discussion boards. We've got a way to do that in a secure venue all across the state. Someone in South Florida, a teacher of the visually impaired in South Florida could connect with someone in North Florida, and they might have similar students or a similar issue that they could work on together and figure it out. There's going to be more and more features. Here's where the online modules will probably be posted once they're done. So if you want to be part of this, you can contact Liz Anderson to get an invitation. And then also, if VAVF members would like to be part of this as well, we could create a space for you as well. So something to think about. Some new resources that FIMC has on our YouTube page. They're the Giving Tree music videos. If you've ever been to a Braille challenge, you know we always usually have a drum circle by Mr. Steve, and Mr. Steve is the person that owns Giving Tree Music. So he did some concept videos for teaching concepts, and so they are posted to the YouTube page. They cover things like sound identification, positional concepts, basic math and science things, and they're really neat. And so you have access to those if you wanted to do that with your student. FIMC also has created some other resources. There's flowcharts for evaluation and reevaluation. There's a collaboration with the Florida Inclusion Network, and there's some O&M services listed as well. Any questions or anything?
No questions yet.
All right. Our Scholastic book program. And this is something that just continues to grow and grow and grow. So this is a wonderful program that I wished they had had around when I was in a resource elementary setting. With the Scholastic Book Program, any teacher of the visually impaired can order up to 10 free twin vision books. So these are emergent readers. In the picture, you've got a young lady that's exploring a board book that also has Braille overlay on it. And so that's the idea with these. These are for emergent Braille readers, for our very young Braille readers. And so it'll have the print, and then the Braille will be laid over the top of the print with like a sticky film paper that holds the dots. So they can order 10 a month, and these are for the student to keep at home, at school, wherever. It's theirs forever. And you can submit orders in advance for every month. So like, I know if it was me, I would probably sit down at the beginning of the year, create an order for August through July, and then send it off. Or you could submit orders each month. It's up to you how you want to do it. The orders are processed each month by the 10th of the month. There's about a 6 to 8 week turnaround time. The list of books to order from, there's a link for the list and a link for the form that you fill out to order the books. You can email Diana Preslowski, our secretary, at this link if you have any questions. And thank you so much, the visual aid volunteers of Florida and all of the groups that help, our members that help support it. Because without them, we wouldn't be able to have these. So FIMC teachers order these books. FIMC orders and pays for the actual books and the materials. We get them to the volunteer transcribers. The volunteer transcribers get them created and send them to the teachers, and then the students benefit. And this, like I said, this program has continued to grow and grow and grow, which is just wonderful because it means there's more books in the hands of students. Okay, and speaking of books, that's another huge part of FIMC. So we provide accessible instructional materials. We have over 30,000 Braille and large print books in inventory. That includes textbooks. It includes supplementary materials, things like workbooks. Local standardized assessments can be done. Library books and recreational reading, Sunshine State Standard readers and things like that. There's over 3,000 books and materials provided to students annually. The full-scale production, we have a full-scale production facility of Braille and large print materials. We have a whole shipping and receiving department that manages the distribution and the warehousing of everything. So returning textbooks, just to give you an idea, and we're coming into our really busy time for this area of FIMC. So between now and August 31st, Denise Battle, our Manager 1 for production and distribution, will receive as many as 15 mail crates a day. And we're going to see shortly a picture of what a mail crate is. That means approximately 3,000 books, which breaks down into about 23,000 volumes or 6,000 volumes a month that she's going to process, check in, get it into our database, and get it ready to either go on a shelf or go back out to someone else. So each volume is scanned and either shipped or shelved. It's a lot, but you'll see in a bit why it's so important. All right, so these are mail crates. You can see it goes almost to the ceiling of our building, and each one of them has boxes of books piled. And so that's what's coming in, and they get lined up, and then she processes all of them. And then here gives you an idea. This is one of FIMC's book storage rooms. There are 5 book storage rooms, and each room has at least 4 aisles like this. And you see it's literally got one, if you think of how wide a Braille book is from top to bottom, there's clearance I'm not good at judging distances, but there's at least a few inches clearance from the top of the book to the next shelf. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves going from the floor all the way to the ceiling, and it runs the entire length of the room. And so you've got 4 or 5 rows of that plus the edges to store all the materials. All right, moving on. We also do student events, things like the Fall 2021 Florida Cane Quest. The information is going to be announced probably early fall. So you want to watch email, Canvas, Facebook, etc. for information. We'll hope that it's going to be in person, but we will have to wait and see about that. This year showed us that we were able to do both Cane Quest and Braille Challenge virtually. Different, but still fun and exciting to participate. And so Cane Quest is an orientation and mobility competition created by Braille Institute. And this allows students to test their skills and things like cardinal directions or using the cane or crossing the street. All those kinds of skills. And it's geared to different age levels. There's different activities depending on the age level of the student. Another thing we do is the Braille Challenge. So the 2022 Florida Braille Challenge, the official dates and locations are still going to be are yet to be announced. We're still figuring those out. Look late fall for those. And again, watch emails, Canvas, Facebook, etc. for more information. Sue's really good about getting the word out as soon as we know. But to finish off this past year, so the Braille Institute is going to announce the 2021 national finalists on June 1st. So if you're still following from this year and you want the most up-to-date information, you can find it on the Braille Challenge Finals website, and I gave the link here. So this year's theme was Dreamwork Makes the Team Work, and it was our first virtual regional Braille Challenge. So this, we included children everywhere from preschool and emergent Braille readers who could participate in a pre-Braille non-competitive activities, all the way up to all grade levels. And it's, like I said, we don't know this year whether it's going to coming up is going to be face-to-face or virtual, hopefully face-to-face. And when we do it face-to-face, we do it all over the state usually. We usually do one in North Florida, one in South Florida, one in East Florida, and one in West Florida. So hopefully we will be able to do that again, but one way or another, it still goes on. All right, any questions?
I do not see any questions in the chat. I have been just sharing some other things, some links and whatnot. Elizabeth is asking, do you have to live in Florida to qualify to borrow the tactographic supplemental examples? So go ahead, Kathy.
No, that one I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know that we've ever loaned material to people outside of Florida because we are grant funded, or we are under the Florida Department of Education. I can double check on that, but my default answer would be to say that we only provide materials to people who are in Florida or serving students who are in Florida.
That would make sense. All right. Whoops. All right. So now let's kind of get into access. How can you get these materials? How can you get this information and that kind of thing? Well, the biggest thing is through our website. Anyone can access our website for trainings and other information. And so that part is open to anybody, whether you're in Florida or not. As we already noted, though, some of the services are specific to Florida personnel for students. And this includes things like the online ordering system for the textbooks and the annual census and the APH Quota materials. And And so let's take a quick tour of the website so you can see this, and this link should be live. And are you seeing the website for FIMC? I hope.
Yes.
All right. Yes, I did it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our.
You might want to just make it a little bit bigger if you can zoom in.
Like that.
So a little tiny, like if you do Control Plus or.
Okay, control.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Is that good? All
Yes.
right. Okay, so this is the main home page. And so you'll have some different links, our mission, who we are, and that kind of thing. Then we've got these tabs at the top. So there's a COVID-19 tab. There's a services tab. So on our services tab, here you can find, as it says, the services. So you've got all the links going on the left corner here. You've got quality programs for the visually impaired. You've got the APH Quota funds where you can get information about that. You've got a link for the loan library. You've got a link for family and student events. And there's a lot of interweaving. So you can get from any part of the website, you can get to just any part of the website, if that makes sense. So you've got all the links built in here, but then if you scroll down, so you've got information about eligibility, you've got a section on eligibility, a section on annual census, a section on the accessible instructional materials, a section on APH ordering, on QPVI, the Braille request, student family events, the Scholastic book program, and the loan library, and the Canvas site. Okay, so that's just on the one tab of services. Then you also have on the forms, you just have a quick list. If you just needed, okay, I need to order something from the loan library. You can just go to forms, go to loan library request, click, and there you are. You just fill it out, submit it, and you are good to go. Then you will get an email and the process will go on from there. Our online ordering system, for this one, you will need to have a login, a username and password. If you're ordering books for students, you will also need to know their code. And this would be arranged through your district with whoever is heading up the program in your district. So that is one of those specific only sites for Florida. Then we have our events page. And so this is the upcoming events. You've got our conference and there's more information. And it's, I believe, always in date order of when it's going to happen. So there's our sign up if you wanted to be part of that webinar, FIMC-VI information and updates. There's the CT EBVI conference coming up, which is free to register if anybody's interested in participating in that, and you can get to more information. Our Working with the Experts registration, there's that one. And so anything that's upcoming is going to be on here under this tab, and just keep scrolling down as soon as we have a date. But then notice up here we have to view archive trainings, visit our past trainings. So anytime, once it's done, it'll go to the past events. And so if you click on that, then you've got the past events, and you just keep scrolling down and you can get to all those past webinars, all the past, the assessment updates, webinars. It just keeps going and going. And then you click on those links for learn more, and you can get to the specific links for the handouts, for the recordings, for everything. All right, resources. There's a whole bunch of resources under there for anybody to go to. FAQ about different information. And then if you want to contact us, you've got not only a little information you can send through the little contact card, but then you also have all of us listed if you want to get a hold of us directly and what we do. So pretty much it's all through the website. You're always welcome to call us as well. We like to be helpful, and we try to be as helpful as we can. All right, questions?
I don't see any questions, but that was certainly a whole lot of information.
Yep. One other small thing, just to let people be aware, we are likely going to be moving to a new district site over the summer. We do not know when, we do not know where, we do not know much information at all. We just know it is going to happen at some point. So we will keep everyone updated as soon as we know something. But just be aware that we will be at some point in a different place. We'll still be in Tampa somewhere, I'm sure, but we'll just be at a different place.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Yeah. And yeah, so our location will be in Hillsborough County because that's our fiscal agent and they're the ones that are moving us. So we will be within the boundaries of that county. Linda asking about the annual survey, is that meant for transcribers too? Yes, that is meant for anyone and everyone who has ever used any of our services in any way whatsoever. We want to hear from all of you because there's questions relating to just about everything that Kathy talked about today. We have a question from Lynette. Has there ever been any discussion about providing Braille materials to college students? Do you want me to answer that one, Kathy?
Yes, please
Okay.
take that one.
Yes. So because our funding comes from IDEA, which is only for K through 12, we're only able to provide materials to students who are in those grade levels. So they could even be an adult who hasn't graduated from high school yet. We could do those materials, but once they're out from under IDEA, we can't provide those materials because we do not receive funding for that. It'd be nice if we could, because I know that's certainly a difficult situation for those college students who need Braille materials.
Yes.
We've got some feedback. That was a lot of information, but it was all clear. Sure was. And great info, good ideas and examples on how to do things. Yeah, so even if you're from another state, then this shows you how the Florida IMC works, because most every state has a center like us, but we all do things very, very differently. So it's kind of nice to compare and see how things are done. And
Kathy,
Yes.
it's Lynette. Thank you so much. I mean, I've been working with you and FIMC for many years and didn't know most of this stuff.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad it helped then.
Yes, it did. And I really appreciate your doing the workshop. I'm just flabbergasted.
Well, it's our pleasure. Yeah, we have a small but mighty group. We get a lot
There you
done.
go.
We don't sit idle.
No, I don't see how you could ever sit idle. Back to some business, if there are no more questions. The close,
oh, I'm
Liz,
sorry.
are there, Liz, more questions?
No, I thought maybe it was questions, but no, it's just people commenting and saying thank you and agreeing that, yeah, they didn't know about all of this either. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of information, but very concisely given. And I'm just tickled to learn some of this stuff. So, I mean, of course I knew a few things, but gracious. The code for the closing code is partnership, and Liz will be putting that on the chat. I misspoke a while ago. I said something about APH stacks for the door prize. There's also a tactile connections kit. So I will be saying some names, and the first one who answers will be getting the tactile connections kit, and the second one will get the APH stacks. So my first name is Brad Tucker. And if you're around, Brad, say so on the chat.
I think Brad might be here.
Well, we'll give him a second.
Yeah.
Takes a while to find the chat sometimes. And while we're waiting for that, we'll give him another second or two. The next session starts at 2:30 and is U plus U, the word U, plus UEB Math equals Success by Kyle DeJute from APH. That's at 2:30 to 3:30. No Brad, okay?
No, yeah, Brad, if you're with us, type in the chat. Let us know you're still here. Otherwise, you might have walked away. But yeah, what's
Jean-
our next name?
Jean Wenzel, Wenzel.
I do not see her in the list. I do not think Jean is here.
Christy Smith.
No Christy Smith.
No Christy. Barbara Angulo, that's Angulo. Barbara.
Pretty sure you're here, Barbara. Let us know. Yay, she is
Yay,
here.
Barbara gets the Tactile Connections Kit. Tara Lawson.
See Tara. I do not see Tara in our list.
Okay, our last name, and if she's not here, the door prize will just go back to the next session. Leah, Leah, Burkett, Burkett.
No Leah Burkett.
Okay. That takes care of that. Thank you, everybody. And thank you again, Kathy. I really appreciate it.